CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code chicken.
Guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, welcome to your Season 23 sneak peek. Overall, first thing out of the gates, I'm feeling very positive about the season. Tech tree looks great. We're going to break down everything. So what we're going to do, here's how the video is going to work. We're going to go over the entire tech tree in full. Then I'm going to go over each individual base layout. After we go over the tech tree before the base layouts, we're going to go over some kind of like theory crafting and some ideas for how the start could go and things like that. But guys, I have to say, make sure you join our Discord server. We're going to have all the images of the tech tree posted. I'm going to have a kind of hypothetical path. It's like one of those things, this is not financial advice, but like, you know, here's what I think is going to be the starting path on day one. You know, going back the last few seasons, our starting path has been spot bang on. So make sure that you guys join the Discord server if you want to see that. If these videos do help you out, make sure you use the code chicken in the shop. Subscribe to the channel for everything as Warships, and let's get right on into it. So, tech tree, right off the start. Now, first thing that I noticed here, and you'll see that I kind of have a path picked out, but first thing that we notice is we have an extra row of stuff before the third engine. So that's a little bit, you know, I don't know. It's going to take us a little bit longer to get to 3 ERs. But if we look closely at the chests, it's a shorter season. It's a 21-day season, or however that works out to. The dev build is always wrong. It's a 3-week season. So we have more keys and more tokens per chest. So even though we have more stuff to bust through here, we're going to get to 3 engines really quickly. So if we look off the start, there's no heavies. So we have warriors, we have troop health, we have mines, we have flamethrowers right off the start. So we have mines right off the start, Zookas, and then we have smokes, and then we have riflemen, and then we go up here, we have sniper towers and multi-node, and then we have cannons, mortars, and heavies are over here. So heavies aren't too far. And we do have flares as an auto unlock at the beginning. So it seems like the safe bet is going to be to rush to heavies. Get your third engine, get to heavies before you even do anything else. You know, open up your chests and just kind of away you go and try to get the heavies. That seems like what the mix is going to be. Now, if you don't have a lot of tokens or keys, you're probably going to want to go for warriors. You might want to use smokes. We do have troop health, so the warriors are going to be able to tank some of these mines. You can do delay dropping and things like that. So we're definitely not going to have the problem. It's actually kind of funny because you guys know that we were like jumping up and down screaming at Supercell. Everybody was. The whole community was. Last season when we didn't have troop health at the start, and it was such a nightmare for anyone that didn't have instant training. So this season we have 1. Let's skip ahead here. Where's the next one? 2. 3 troop healths. So it seems like to me, I thought it was kind of funny that it like, you know, they don't, you know, for full transparency, they don't communicate with us why they make the tech tree or the decisions they do or anything like that. You know, we just simply get to see it. It seems like they looked at last season, they're like, okay, no troop health bad, lots of troop health this season, lots of troop health, just lay it on them. So I don't know, you know, there's that. So now, if we move up past 3 engines, we have heavies, and then the path is kind of interesting because, I mean, it's very easy to rush. You know, we can just go straight up the middle if we want to go as quick as we can to 5. But again, there's a lot of stuff in the way. There's a lot of stuff. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with abilities to branch off. And, you know, we're probably going to want shock mines. We're going to go through here. We're going to grab our cannons. We're going to want shock bombs at some point. All the stuff between 4 and 5 is really good, but it's not like crazy good. I really like this layout of the tech tree so far. We have brick over here. Brick is going to be one of those things where it's like, maybe it's going to be helpful, but maybe it's not the right choice for right now. You know what I mean? So I'm going to hold off on saying brick is a good idea for the moment until we actually see what people start using and winning with. Because brick might be okay, but then if that puts you, you know, 2 days behind getting to the 4th engine over here and building health, then that's probably not going to be a good idea. So speaking of that, as we move forward here, we have our first prototype here. They're all level 1s. They're not that good. We'll probably grab the shock blaster. We'll see. But I think rushing to 4 engines and building health for the guys that have the tokens and the keys to be able to do that, that seems like it's going to be a really good push point, like for everybody just in general. Because we have building health. You know, we got boom mines, which are super cheap. And then we have shock launchers right around the corner. So, I mean, the bases going from 3 engines to 4 engines are going to get nasty really, really quick. So I feel like that's going to be kind of a push point for sure. You know, and then we can move along here and, yeah, you know, the one thing I really like about the season, if we look at all the engines, I'm just going to quickly go over this first. You know, we got our second prototype here, the Doom Cannon. That's going to be nice. They put mechs in front of the engine, but maybe they listen to us with the key vacuums. There is a way around them. We can't go, basically we either have to select mechs or select tanks. So it's kind of the lesser of two evils. They both suck. They're both not going to help. They're both a waste of keys, but we can go around them if we so choose. And we have Kavan, we have artillery, we have double boom cannons, which we don't typically see. Typically we see singular boom cannons. Yeah, so a couple options there before we go to 5. Rocket launchers a little bit later in the tree. I like that. I think last season there was way too many good defenses early on, and it just really kind of helped in making everything super stagnant. So then we move on here. We have Sky Shield. Now, guys, check this out. We have not 1, not 2. We have 3 Sky Shields in the tech tree. At the end of the tech tree, we're going to have 3 Sky Shields, which is crazy. So then after 6, that's when, you know, we got bombers here after 5. After 6 is when it becomes pretty standard. You know, we got Seekers, we got Bullet, we got more troop health, we got more building damage, we got heavy choppers. All the stuff up here is really good. You see again with those double boom cannons. We got critters, we got building health, Scorchers, if you guys want to go that route. I don't think anybody is over building health. But yeah, all that is good stuff. That's all good stuff. What I really like about this tech tree is it seems like there's a lot of effective tech, or there's a lot of push points, or there's a lot of unlocks that you just have to get that are going to be helpful. You know, even if they aren't something that's going to propel you forward to, you know, the top 500 or whatever, it's at least going to be helpful. It's going to be more fun to play the battles, and you're going to have more tools at your arsenal. That's the biggest thing. That's what makes it so frustrating sometimes when we, you know, we progress along the tech tree, and it's like we unlock mechs, we unlock tanks, we unlock Scorchers, blah, 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 stuff that doesn't really help you out. So I'm really feeling good about this tech tree layout so far. So then, you know, we go to the end of the tree. We've got another troop health. We got Sky Shield over here. We got our mines. We have another Sky Shield there. GBE, and then finally we have a building health. So a lot of stuff there, a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. Now let's go ahead and yeah, so I mean basically my plan out of the gates, guys, is just gonna be rush to heavies, rush to 4 ERs with the building health, you know, grab shock mines in the meantime, and probably skip shocks, grab mortars, grab boom cannons, get our troop damage, and then we get, you know, medkit, building damage. Everspark's on a faraway node, which is great. We don't have to unlock her. Grab a shock blaster, go to 4ER, and get the building health. There's a lot of good stuff just on this path in general. You know, I really like that. And we're going to see how it plays out. It's going to be interesting because I feel like we haven't had a season that was really laid out like that for us before. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. So let's take a look at the deck layouts next. So at 2 ERs, we have a single ramp right here. Pretty standard. The engines are probably going to be either over here, probably something like this, or maybe they'll be up here, whatever it takes the troops longer to get to, something like that. So let's jump into 3 engines next. Alright, so here's the layout for 3 engines. It's probably going to be, it's going to be tough. It's honestly a tough layout. So we got the 1 ramp here. We have 3 engines kind of spread out at the top there. That's probably going to be the layout for it, and it's going to take a long time to go from, you know, heavies to heavies to heavies. The one thing that I did want to mention in the tech tree, first off, is upgrading warriors. That's going to be your biggest decision, because basically if you can't get heavies on the first day, pump up the warriors, put your tokens into them. If you can get heavies very quickly, save your tokens on warriors, use them, you know, in a few battles if you have to. It doesn't matter if you're losing. Get the heavies, then put your tokens there. There's a lot of stuff this season, like we said. There's so many good unlocks and upgrades this season that tokens are going to be very, very valuable. So make sure to do not waste your tokens. Let's jump into 4 ERs. Okay, so here we are at 4 engines, guys. What a crazy deck layout this is. I really like this one. It's super interesting. So remember, at 4 engines, we get the building health. So we might see something like a cluster base come into play. You know, this engine might be, you know, way down here or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to pan out, but there's your look at it. Now, in the tech tree, if we go back over here, you see I do have the path kind of ironed out that we want to be taking. So let's just continue on that. Like I said, this is going to be posted in our Discord server, so you want to see that, make sure you check it out. The link to that, to join that, is in the video description. And let's jump into 5ER. Wow, okay, this is getting really interesting. So let's take a look at this deck layout. Like, oh my god, so we get 2 ramps. We've got 2 huge gaps in the center. And this is something we've never seen before, so it's going to be really interesting. I have no idea where the engine layout is going to be optimally for right now. I'm just kind of looking at it, you know, from a bird's eye view, chicken's eye view, way back here. And it seems like something like this is going to have the engines the hardest to get from both sides. Also, if we go back and look at the tech tree here, I just want to show you the kind of hypothetical path that we took. It gets very interesting here because we go up here, we take building health, we take boom mines, we don't want to go up to cryoneers, we want to get the shock launchers, of course, then we take GBE, and I think the smart play is to go medics, mechs, and then we want to get Kavan, because if we skipped brick, we're going to want to have Kavan by this point. Kavan opens up artillery, and we also open up grabbing a Doom Cannon over here. So going the tank route doesn't really make sense because there's nothing really that great, and it's a ton of keys on that side, and it's not really that effective. So I think we're going to see a lot of people going medics and then mechs as they journey up to 5ER. So let's jump into 6. Let's see 6. Okay, so 6ER. Wow, the tech tree gets insane after 6ERs. There's so much good stuff. So this is the layout I came up with. I don't know. You got to keep in mind that we're going to have bombardiers at this point, so they're going to be able to shoot over the gaps. So we don't want to like do things like this where we can keep this engine room over here, and then they can shoot this one and then simply walk over and shoot that one. But other than that, we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out. So at 6ERs, it's kind of hard to say. It's like everything is good. There is one key vacuum here, Grenadiers, that I missed before, so it's not a perfect tree, but it is a lot better than last season. So I went the route of Gunboat Energy, Barrage, Bombardiers, Sky Shield, Troop Health, and then the 6th ER. Obviously, rockets are going to be good. Obviously, rocket choppers are going to be good, depending on your preference. But other than the Grenadiers, all of this is really good stuff. So, yeah, there's 6. Now let's jump into our final deck layout, number 7. Okay, 7 engines, guys. Here's what we're looking at. We got 3 Sky Shields. We got a wide open base. And everything is good, man. Everything is good. It's too hard, you know, looking at the tech tree in advance to say what's going to be the, you know, definitive meta for 70Rs. But a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff, man. Really excited for this season overall. A lot of great things in the tech tree. One thing I didn't mention was Bullet is actually available at 6ERs. He's very expensive to get. So I'm thinking, you know, Kavan is probably going to be the hero of the season. I mean, we're going to see how this pans out if Brick ends up being better. But basically the biggest gap is between heavies and bombardiers. That's a long time to go, you know, if we're just simply going to be heavy rushing without a hero. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. You know, heavies and Zuka and Brick might be a thing. I think the attack meta is what's going to be most interesting this season. But guys, as always, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy the video and want to stay up to date on everything that's Warships. As always, with every single season, we're going to be going live on this channel as soon as Warships takes off Monday, 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Eastern, something like that. I think it's 3 a.m. Eastern right now. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. So make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see that. And we're going to be posting daily videos, breaking down the meta, you know, the next grade upgrade, unlock, things like that. As always, guys, that is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.